Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Profound. I know we've been on a little bit of a break, and I did a little bit of a different video last time, but I think I want to go back to the podcast format for this one. And this isn't the happiest topic, and I don't know if you guys will enjoy this one 100%, but I kind of want to talk about pain and suffering. And like what it means to just like be in pain and what it means to suffer. And it's almost like the human condition of like struggling to survive, or just anything in your life that like emotionally harms you or physically harms you or puts you in danger mentally. And pain, just being like feeling pain, like physical pain, or feeling emotional pain, or you just got in a breakup and you're in so much pain, and what pain does to the psyche, and thinking about it. And we can just start by just going into just physical pain. Like recently I basically punched something because I was being stupid, so now my knuckles are sore, they hurt, they sting. And my thumb, I recently jammed it, so my thumb fucking hurts as well. And this is just like basic physical pain that's not like out of control pain. Like, you know it's gonna heal, and you might be in pain, you might be annoyed, but this isn't to the level of like chronic pain, where this is like, I've dealt with lower back issues, so like having like a bad lower back, you're constantly in pain, having to deal with chronic pain and the ways to cope with that. And then beyond that is like full on like debilitating pain that you can't function in the body any longer. You're just in so much pain, just physical pain like all around. And this is where people get like into using drugs, and they get into like being stuck in their head about like being in so much fucking pain that they just like, they don't know how to live with it. And then there's emotional pain. There's, you were in a relationship for a year, and this girl, well let's start off with like basic emotional pain. Let's say like you're talking to some girl, and she like fades on you and like laughs in front of you. Like you feel in pain after that, and you might have some like hard feelings, or you may like just like go into like a little bit of like a depressive state. And then there's like strong emotional pain. Let's say you have like a grandmother, grandfather dying, there's like a literal hole in your chest. And then there's just the most debilitating emotional pain, which is like losing like whoever's like closest to you in your life, or like making like a complete like emotional error in your life that ruins everything, and you go to jail or something like that, and the pain that haunts you forever. And life is full of these moments of pain, and then this pain that leads to suffering, and people not feeling like they want to live. And these are like the hard topics that no one really, people don't like to talk about it, because it's like trauma dumping, or like you should talk to a therapist. But like, we're all human, and we all hear each other, and we all should be here for each other, even if that puts you in pain as well. Hearing out someone else's pain is gonna put you in pain. That's why I think therapists are like some of the most important people on the planet, because they are taking people's pain and they're internalizing, and it's impossible to really turn that part of the human self off, where you don't feel other people's emotions, because other people's emotion is just like a screaming frequency. Like, you tune onto the frequency of someone else. So let's say like someone in your house is having a bad day, you feel that energy coming off of them. So if you have these types of people that are in these depressive states and are like maybe like bipolar, like yelling, and this therapist has to take the brunt of this emotional pain, and you feel it so deep in your heart. It's hard to avoid these types of things. And it's the things that you don't want to talk about, and the things that other people you don't want other people talking about. You don't want someone to come up to you and tell you about how their parents were killed in a car accident and they've never been the same. Like, you don't want to hear that. Like, oh, like, that's a trauma dump. Like, that's too much emotion for me to handle right now. But really, we should be able to open ourselves up and be more vulnerable to these people's positions, because we're all the same. We're all that one human that's just trying to make it. And when you put that love and understanding to other people, that's when you can show you are a true human being, that you know everyone else is made in the image of just the Creator. And when you are talking, like when you shun someone out who's opening out, who's pouring their heart out to you, it's like doing a disservice to yourself. And I know these moments are hard when you have to be around. Everyone goes through it, and no one enjoys it. It's one of the hardest things in life, but it's what makes life so special. The pain is what makes life so special, and that suffering is what makes life so special, because you have the gift to just live and feel and have that pain and suffer. You have this ability, but you have the ability to transcend the pain and the suffering. You have that ability within yourself to get rid of this pain. And it starts with being vulnerable, to opening up to other people, because that is just a part of yourself that you have been avoiding. Like, the deepest parts of your own psyche, you see a reflection in a mirror when other people say stuff on the lines of it, and it scares you. I'm not speaking to you literally. I'm just trying to get my point across. And it really scares people to open themselves up and to, like, integrate this side of them that they don't show love to. They hate this part of them. They hate this part of themselves that gets super emotional, and they don't know what to do about it. And the only thing you can do about it is be there for that person. And I think that's so important. And I feel like turning that eye when someone is in need, and turning your arms away from being open to just any human being just because of the actions they've done, is a disservice to yourself and a disservice to God. And I know, like, maybe I'm speaking to like a more like secular crowd. I don't know who's listening to this, but I mean it in a sense of being like true to your own self, following your moral compass. And if you're like, oh, like, if you have that individualistic output built in your head, that, oh, I like, this is just like, this is too much for me. This is myself. Like I want to like. But there's also an important thing when it comes to like protecting your peace. Like there's two sides of the coin here. Like, putting yourself in this vulnerable state and the opening up to other people, or people opening up, allowing other people to open up to you, is gonna create more like emotions. So you're gonna have to be able to protect your peace more. And some of these situations, maybe you have this intuition that you're not meant to be there, it's just meant to be one other person, or that you can't actually take this emotional brunt tonight because it'll be too much for you. Then I think it's fine to just tell the other person that, okay, like, I'm sorry, like I want to be here for you right now, but I'm not here for myself. But then there's also the ability to just be open about it. And I'm just talking about ways of overcoming like the pain and suffering without like resorting to substances or distracting the mind with like stimulation and dopamine. Because like, where people find their true internal satisfaction is within themselves. It's not with anything external. And people have to come to terms with parts of themselves that they've never loved, and learn to love that part of themselves and grow to connect and create a healthier relationship with that. Because everything is a subsect personality. So when you are acting upon in certain ways, you have these multiple personalities. Everyone has multiple personalities. They're just not diagnosed on like a DSM scale because they're not like, they have the ability to discern between their own personalities, and it's not like one's like taking over or something. But everyone has like split personalities in a way, and if you are not loving to your own personality, or you shun it off, it's just gonna grow in the darkness. And you gotta just you have to be able to shine the light on that, and shine the light on other people's darknesses to create a sense of like connection, so people feel like they're known and they're loved. Because the hardest part of a lot of people in their life is they feel like they're not loved and they're not listened to. So being that open ear can be so important, and it could just be the thing that saves someone's day or saves someone's life. Just being there in a conversation for someone. I'm opening up as someone who like studies psychology, and these things are really hard. And in these moments, it's extremely difficult when you have to hear people out, or you're opening up about your own self. But I'm saying just be aware to be vulnerable in these situations, because they can just be a test from God. In that moment, that person placed there to give you a lesson that you might not have wanted to hear, but you might have needed to hear. With that, I'm gonna end today's episode. I feel like I got into pain and suffering a little bit, but I definitely more can be touched on here. I think I went more into like how to like be open to someone or yourself in these types of situations. And I hope this is a message that you think's important, because I think we all have these moments in our lives, and I think it's something that we have to think about more. Peace out.